episode 6 of Confessions of a Fleshy Star. I'm just kind of gonna let this flow out and see what I'm gonna title it, when I finish. How's everyone doing? I'm getting over a nasty cold. This is my second week in a row of being sick. I had a terrible stomach bug, and now it's turned into a cold. We've had a lot of solar flares these past 2 weeks. Today, the third largest solar flare in the past 4.5 years has hit, and we're feeling the effects of it. I feel like the past 2 years of my life, it's been like one step forward, 2 steps back. And so I had been building my immune system and feeling really good. And now I've kind of gone backwards. It's okay though. I feel like I'm revisiting, pardon me, old fears and things. I definitely have a fear of sickness, and I definitely create that in my reality. So it's nice to be revisiting this and being chill and just being grateful for what this is trying to teach me and show me, which is to slow down and honestly just take it slow and rest, especially because a lot of the solar flares are hitting, which is causing DNA upgrades, which is, if you're not hydrated or grounded enough, your body will have physical pains and symptoms and stuff, and sometimes it manifests in the form of a sickness. So that is what I'm going through right now. Let's see. Pluto is in retrograde. Mercury retrograde just ended on April 25th. We're still in the shadow period of that, but it's almost over. Pluto just went retrograde. It's going to be retrograde until October, when Pluto in Aquarius moves back into Pluto in Capricorn for the election season. So Pluto in retrograde is a lot of subconscious programs, a lot of shadow work, shadow integration, moving through old fears, subconscious programming. So Pluto is a slow-moving planet, so we have this next 6 to 7 months of moving through parts of our psyche, parts of our subconscious, to move through, release, heal from, and that's going to be interesting. It's going to be good for us. Really excited for that, because I feel like this year I've been moving through a lot of stuff, emotionally, mentally, physically, spiritually. It's been really nice to have forward progress movement, because I felt like last year was really heavy for me, depressing, dark. So it's nice to be moving through stuff. So woohoo, let's work with these energies and these planetary alignments, conjunctions, transits. Pardon me. So yeah, I'm excited. I feel like, my 1 step forward, 2 steps back. I've been every other week going to the gym. 1 week I'll go to the gym, and the next week my body needs to rest, and the next week I'll go to the gym, and then the next week my body needs to rest. And I've been arting on and off. I've been doing art stuff, which has been really nice, and I have discovered my break from arting has been good. Arting really helps me do shadow work and go within and process stuff. It's nice that I'm making art again. I had a lot of blocks with making art, because I had a big like spiritual awakening when I was in grad school making art. And yeah, so I'm moving through those blocks, and it feels really nice to be doing that. I feel like my sickness has been some sort of like upgrade, because my husband and I are getting ready to go to the Monroe Institute in June. I'm going to be giving and receiving a past life regression with my dear friend, Master Kimla. I'm going to facilitate a regression for her. She's going to facilitate a regression for me, so that's going to be really expansive. We're doing this study that I can't talk about, and that's interesting. And then I'm going to be taking the Gateway Voyage class at the Monroe Institute, and that's going to be really expanding, and I'm really excited about that and like what comes through for me when I like meditate and connect and expand. So I'm really excited, and I feel like that's why I've had this sickness, as I'm getting a lot of downloads and upgrades and moving through a lot of past fear. For me personally, I feel like I'm moving through fears. I feel like I've gotten more mellow, but oh my gosh, I felt like spiritually high too. It's been wild. It's been a wild ride. I don't, a lot of us around here actually talk about like the energy and stuff, and we'll like talk about like kind of physical symptoms that we'll get. And it's nice to have like a community of people that like you tell someone you're having like weird ascension head pains or like body aches or like weird electric shooting pain running up your legs and stuff, and someone can be like, yeah, I have that too, and you're like, okay, it's not just me, I'm not losing it, I'm not dying. But I mean, this has been happening to me since last year, really intensely, like intense physical symptoms happening from solar flares and moving through stuff. It's been great. But the bliss state, oh my gosh, the bliss states that come from this are like incredible. It's almost like God consciousness all over again, but without like, heavy meditation and like Kundalini awakening. It's just like experiencing like bliss. And like I could be driving in my car like blissed out, feeling like I'm really high on pot, but I don't smoke pot. So it's just like very interesting. It's a very interesting experience. Very grateful for this experience. It's interesting being a human, being alive right now through all of this. Like, oh my gosh. It's like a roller coaster ride. You go up and you go down and around, and you do loop-de-loos and you go upside down, and yeah, it's really interesting. And it's like not linear, it's just very like cyclical. So very interesting. Very interesting things are happening. Let's see. I feel like moving back into authenticity is like a main theme for me, probably everybody else too. Like around, I like see people on social media posting about more spiritual stuff and being authentic, and I think that's really important that we all start being like our authentic self. Like, I don't know, just that weird person you were as a child, like your weirdness, like not being like anybody else. Super important. I wanted to come live. Well, not live, but I wanted to do this video, and I'm not really sure like what is the purpose of this, but I am. I don't know. I know I wanted to talk about, oh yeah, I keep getting like weird face peeling stuff when the solar flares are really intense. Like, that happens. I remember like last year, like my whole face was just like messed up, like peeling and like these red weird spots, and like my hair will peel, like it's just so intense. Um, and that's why I knew like something weird was going on today, was because like my face is peeling, and like I clean my face with apple cider vinegar every day, and I don't eat anything weird. Like I have seriously been on like the biggest elimination diet in the past. I think since January, like we cut out. Like I hardly eat sugar. I do not eat bread anymore. I do not eat dairy. I don't eat anything bizarre. Like I'm strictly like fruits, vegetables, like coconut yogurt, like rice, like quinoa. Like I'm very like kind of a plain diet, just because like everything bothers me. And yeah, I've been really like trying to improve like my health, like since I had COVID the first time. And I kind of think that like this sickness was like COVID again, just because like I can't smell anything. I can't taste anything. Been kind of like congested in my ears. I can't hear anything out of my ears, which that happens every time I have COVID. But it wasn't bad this time. It wasn't. I mean, 2 days ago it sucked. Like nighttime sucked, like really bad. I could hardly breathe, and I had to come sleep up here in the guest bedroom because I just like was choking on phlegm and couldn't breathe, and just it was bad. But yeah, I feel like every time I've had COVID though, it's been like a upgrade, even though it's pretty harsh on my system. But I'm pretty grateful that I make it through, and I'm getting better, and my immune system is improving. So it's good. It's good stuff. I don't know. Like, I think subconsciously right now, my husband and I have talked about this. I'm working through like old patterns with like ex-boyfriends. They're like old stuff that's like stuck in my system, because I've like done a lot of healing with in regards to like past hurts and things in relationships, but I feel like, especially in my subconscious my dream work, my night school dream work, I have been working out some stuff with like two of my karmic soulmates, like ex-boyfriends that I was married to in past lives, whatever. But like I'm still working out some old stuff, residual stuff, and I'm like aware of it. My husband and I will like sit down and check in and talk about like what kind of subconscious work we're going through right now. So that's some residual things that are still in my system. And yeah, I read this blog, which there's some things I don't agree with. This blog is called Schrodinger's Other Cat. They had one post that was like super outrageous just recently, and I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? Like, what high horse are you on, being judgmental and stuff? But this last post they posted, it felt pretty relevant about continuing like in your dream work, your in night school, in your subconscious. They're like they say like ask the Holy Spirit to help you move through your old patterns and your old emotional trauma that you're holding on to and stuff. And I think that's really important to be intentional about continuing to work through like stuff we hold on to, that's like stuck in the recesses of your subconscious that like you've been holding on to for years. I'm young, I'm 32, so like I've been doing this sort of work, I don't know, half of my life, most of my life, and I'm still like moving through stuff, because like the past 6 years was like really intense for me. A lot of love lessons and a lot of just intensity. And so I feel like I'm like tidying up house from that, which is really nice to be like bulldozing through a lot of stuff and finally getting to like the refined things, the refined like the recesses of like my psyche and things. So it feels really nice to be doing that, and it's just really great to like, you know, be intentional about like before you go to bed and be like, Holy Spirit, my higher self, like help me, you know, move through like the shadow work and like these old patterns that I hold on to, and to forgive and to release and to let go of things. Being intentional about work we're doing. Yeah, so it's been intense, and I think everyone's doing a really good job, myself included. We're doing a good job. Keep on keeping on.